This is the wade fishing episode, and this is the Meramec River in the northern Ozarks. Great river to fish, and if it's low enough, you can wade fish it, and it has been low enough. So, one of the best tactics for wade fishing is casting diagonally upstream. You can cast downstream, but you'll have to fight the current. I do that occasionally. And you can cast directly upstream, but then you'll have to reel faster to keep up with the current. I do that as well. But casting diagonally across the current brings your lure downstream in a way that is provocative for hiding fish to eat. So as they're waiting behind a rock or in a log jam or in a drop-off, wherever they're at, waiting, they're ready to eat that fish, and they like that presentation. And it keeps you hidden from their view. Here, I hooked into, actually now I'm heading back the opposite angle, cross stream, which is okay. Sometimes you got to fish what you have to fish based on the river pattern and how deep it is and where you're wading. And here I hooked into a nice little Kentucky bass. And you can identify Kentucky bass by their strong lateral stripe down the side, but more importantly, they have a rough patch on their tongue. And you stick your finger down there. A largemouth is going to be very smooth on the tongue. A Kentucky bass is going to have a rough patch. Of course, this is a great fishery for kayaking and canoeing as well. It gets a lot of attention from rafters. Not this time of year, but during the summer it certainly does. And so one of the things you'll need to do when you're wade fishing, especially a river, is make sure you have a good pair of river shoes, whether that's an old pair of tennis shoes or an actual pair of river shoes that has a good enough sole that you can walk on without falling on your butt. There's a lot of slimy rocks, slippery water, and the current, especially in the Meramec, can be tricky, and water will push you over or trip you up. And so be sure of that. If you're wading in an area that's going to have deeper holes, anything over, I'd say waist deep, you would be advised to wear a life jacket, PFD of some sort. I didn't today because I was fishing primarily in hip or knee-deep water. Fishing back upstream now in a pocket of slower water, and I hooked into a little smallmouth. Not big, 10 inches or so, but those river smallies fight like mad. They are fun, especially on light tackle, which I'm using today. Light line, 4 to 6 pound test, and a light spinning reel, light rod. So I play it a little bit, have to play this fish a little bit. I love smallies, they're great fish, one of my favorite fish. So get them out of there and let them go. Just fishing with an inline spinner. That was a Meps. I used also the rooster tail because I was hoping to catch a trout. There are rainbow and brown trout in the Meramec River. Not as many this year because of some of the flooding last year and this spring. Hook into another nice, little but fun smallmouth bass. I'll catch them all day long. I don't care how big they are. They fight like rockets, man. Nice little fish. See you later, buddy. Grow fat, grow big. Here's an underwater view. What it would be like to be a fish watching my little spinnerbait go by. Inline spinner. And here it comes. There he goes. It's kind of a cool angle. I switched up to a rocket shad, which has a similar profile, not a big safety pin spinnerbait, but it's smaller, compact. You can cast it a mile, and it's a faster spinnerbait to retrieve for active fish. It's a good little bait. Here's another little Kentucky bass. You can catch those Kentucky and keep them. I think they want you to thin them out a little bit in Missouri. Of course, always check your local Department of Conservation rules and regulations. This was a little bit of a flat, anywhere from 2 foot to 5 feet deep, casting all the way across it. Hooked into another smallmouth. If I had been a little bit more courageous, I could have gone further upstream and further downstream. But I was really focusing in on the waters that I knew and recognized and was comfortable with. Meramec River, great place to fish, great place to camp and float as well. Watch out for the drunk floaters. And release. Happy fishing.